Hi, this is Dale Stringer. Welcome back to my office for another Medicare update. I have a question for you. Are you turning age 65 anytime soon? If so, let's discuss what you need to know about Medicare. Now, despite a lot of good advice to the contrary, almost all of us seem to be getting older on a daily basis. Thus, many of us are encountering Medicare for the very first time, literally. Now, one of the things that happens often to me, almost on a daily basis, since I've made some joke about some facet of Medicare in some video at one time or another, is I'll get several emails which will ask, what in the world did he just say? So, because of a lot of us are turning age 65 and Medicare is, to paraphrase it politely as I can, it's a mystery. So I'm going to back up and redo the whole thing for you. Are you ready? Now get comfortable because we're going to cover a lot of details in a quick hurry here. Now I tend to think of Medicare as them doing something simple in a complicated way, as the approach to health insurance. It's easy to get narrowly focused on this or that moving part, or how this made that fall over, which made this other one over here stand up, and what caused this one over here to roll over and play dead. You kind of get the picture here. And during that whole process, we lose track of the one thing that we were trying to make sure and see what the process looks like and what we must do in order to enroll in the process. This is not a hoorah for Medicare. We're not required to like it or to think it represents a sharp or great method of health insurance delivery, but most of us have to deal with it. Now, here's another fact. The baby boomers are now crashing up against the Medicare process. These folks were the ones that were born between 1946 and 1964. There are about 47 million people on Medicare right now. With the boomers, that's going to spike to about 80 million by about 2013, and that's only 13 years from now. Also, 10% of the boomers are living below the federal poverty line. That means that there's an increasing trend for boomers to keep working past age 65 and the full retirement age. That, for the moment, is now age 66. So you're thinking, so what? Well, that means that an awful lot of people whose primary knowledge of Medicare consists of, very simply, my parents have it. You need to understand how to access Medicare and the process and how to understand it. Now, for all the true experts among us, I'm not going to try to attempt to cover all the details and all the degrees of Medicare in the process, because that doesn't help most people. Would you agree with that? Say yes. If you want more details or just have a question about what we're covering here, feel free to contact me. Now, I know you're probably sitting there thinking you're going to be getting some type of sales process. Don't. I hate sales processes as much as you do. There's 3 ways to contact me. First, you can send me an anonymous email to info@firstmedicareadvisors.com and then ask your question. Or second, what you can do is you can call my 24-hour recorded hotline at 1-800-958-8171 and just tell me your first name and then record your question. And finally, probably the quickest and easiest way to get a response for a free, unbiased answer, you can call my office directly at 1-800-825-2919. By the way, we do answer our phones during the normal business hours, and we don't put you on hold. Now, in the beginning, there was Medicare. Medicare, very simply, is health insurance. There are generally 2 ways to qualify for Medicare. You turn 65 or you hit month 24 of Social Security Disability Insurance, better known as SSDI. Now, if you turn 65 and receive Social Security benefits, you'll be automatically enrolled in Medicare Part A. When I say Part A, think of the hospital. And Medicare Part B. When I say Medicare Part B, think of the doctor's office. Now, you'll receive by mail a Welcome to Medicare kit, which borders on being self-explanatory. It is almost. That is, if you read it and then read it, and then read it again. Now, if you're under age 65 and on SSDI, you'll be automatically enrolled in Medicare Parts A and B during month 23, which puts you at the beginning of the 24th month. And that's your qualifying period for SSDI. Now, as previously mentioned, the full retirement age, meaning the age at which you get to receive your full Social Security benefit, is now age 66. Thus, if you turn 65 and are still working and not receiving Social Security benefits, you must sign up. Now, that's important. Most people don't know it, but you have to physically sign up for Medicare. You can sign up for Medicare by, one, calling the Social Security office at 1-800-772-1213. I know, but that's how it's done these days. You can also sign up online at SocialSecurity.gov, but let's not get confused by common sense here. Now, if you're still working and get health insurance through your employer, you might choose to delay enrolling in Part B. Why? Well, for one thing, Part B costs money, so why pay for something that you don't need yet? However, we strongly recommend that you sign up for Part A and Part B at the same time, even if you're still working. Why is that? Because there is a huge lifelong penalty for not enrolling in Part B when you're eligible, so you want to get this right the first time. Also, getting it right will allow you to retain your open enrollment period. As shocking as it may be, Medicare does not pay all of your health insurance costs. It pays about 80% of the Medicare approved costs of the charges it does cover. Because there's no upper limit on these costs, most people buy private plans from insurance companies to pay for all or most of what Medicare doesn't pay for. Now, these can be referred to as Medigap, or better known as Medicare supplement plans. Again, if you want more details or just have a question about the Medicare supplement plans, feel free to contact me. As I said before, don't worry about a sales pitch. I hate those as much as you do. As I mentioned, there's 3 ways to contact me. You can send me an anonymous email to info@firstmedicareadvisors.com, or you can call my 24-hour recorded hotline at 1-800-958-8171 and just tell me your first name and record your question, and I'll get back with you. Last but not least, the quickest way for a free, unbiased answer, you can call my office direct at 1-800-825-2919. And I'll promise you during normal business hours, we'll answer the phone and be there to help you answer any questions that you have. Now, if you do everything right and you get an open enrollment period for Medigap plans, this means that any plan must accept you, even if you have some type of pre-existing condition or whatever. Otherwise, they can make you fill out a health form that was developed during the Dark Ages, and then they possibly reject you. You do not want this to happen. So if, when you turn 65 and you're still working for an employer with at least 20 or more full-time employees, and that's important, if your employer must have at least 20 full-time employees, and you have health insurance through that employer, you can legally delay enrolling in Part B and not incur that health penalty. Also, you'll still have access to that open enrollment period for the Medicare supplement plans down the way. Now, if all of that's true, and if you have the nerve to change to a different job where all that is still true, make sure that you get a letter from your former employer that you're leaving stating the length of time that you were enrolled in the firm's health plan. And you want to do this because it will prove that you can successfully evade the Part B penalty. You want this because it will prove you can successfully evade the Part B penalty. Also, and this is important, file it someplace where you can find it because you will need it. Now, if you retire from said employer or quit or whatever and go on to COBRA, sign up for Part B immediately. Why is that? Because COBRA coverage is not active employer insurance. Thus, you have the penalty to the tune of 1% per month for each year that you didn't enroll in Part B. And that's for the rest of your Medicare user life. Now, that's not all to Medicare, but that's enough for now. More will be coming in my next video. Okay, what's next? Get in touch with me so that we can go over all the options that are available in your particular local area. They're different in each zip code in America. I will shop all the plans for you in an independent way, so we're not recommending just one particular company. We're showing you the list of all the companies. That way you'll understand the differences between the different plans and how Medicare works. We're an independent broker and we represent all the different companies out there. We do not work for the companies, we work for you, our individual client. We can find the best plan that best fits you with the lowest possible cost. I want to be your advocate to help you navigate through this Medicare process. We can work together for the rest of life on Medicare. Now, if you want more details or have some questions about Medicare, please feel free to contact me. I know you're concerned about getting that sales pitch. Don't worry about it. I hate those as much as you do. As I mentioned previously, there's 3 ways to contact me. You can send me an anonymous email to info@firstmedicareadvisors.com and ask your question, or you can call my recorded hotline. It's on 24 hours, 7 days a week at 1-800-958-8171 and just tell me your first name and then record your question and we'll get back with you. Last but not least, for a quick response, for a free unbiased answer, or to start the enrollment process for you, you can call my office directly at 1-800-825-2919. And yes, we do answer our telephones during normal business hours. We don't put you on hold and make you wait for 30 or 40 minutes either. I want to thank you for watching our video and appreciate the time that you took to spend with us. Thank you.